Oh, hello. Testing. Am I here? Question mark. Smiley face even. Hi. Ni hao. I clicked away. I fucked it all up. Echo. Echo. Hello. Ah! Hello. What up? How it do? What up, fam? Can the people in the house hear your boy? I hope so. My sound settings say I'm good at least. The Starbucks. It's all good. You gotta eat. I totally get it. I hope work's been good for you. Oh yeah, let me know if I'm quiet or not. Once again, per always, I have changed absolutely nothing. So I'm really hoping nothing has changed. Also, hello. But yeah, let's just get started. So the goal today is we're gonna play until Ash's Path is done. It could be literally in 5 minutes it's done and that's the stream and oops. Or it could be in 10 hours, which would be really bad and I would be really sad. Some powder to dissolve with some liquid. Sounds ramen-y, though I don't think it's ramen. But you know what? That's Tuesday for you. Actually, yes. So, Rebecca confessed, and then we said, fuck you, Rebecca, we're not into you. And then she's really sad about that. So, I thought it was a great time last time. But other than that, we're planning on going to the mansion to find out secrets. And yeah, it was great. Truly wonderful. Fuck yeah, fuck Rebecca. Piece of shit. Tried to make me feel bad, but I didn't. So get GG game, GG. And yeah, I think we're on the way to the mansion right now, because we're trying to find secrets about the fucking curse and shit. And we're going alone, because, you know, that's fucking smart. We told Zach that if we're not back by like 2 or 3 hours, I forget exactly which one, that he can come get our corpse, basically. Yeah, fuck Rebecca. Within 10 minutes, I'm driving out of Luxport and heading straight for Anselm Village. In the distance, flashes of lightning lights up the horizon, white and sharp against the black curtain of the night. Oh, I think it's Halloween, if that affects anything either. Apparently there's a storm happening soon, if not now. Thunder threatens with a rumble, and seconds later echoes long across the sky. With one last roar, the skies open up in earnest. It is no longer Halloween. Why did I just finish the day? I didn't know, but, you know. The rain falling fast, steady sheets creating shallow puddles in the dirt path, stretching to everything the eyes can reach. Despite having grown in this city, I still despise the rain. Living here doesn't mean I have to like it. Lucky me, I've reached the mansion before the downpour has turned torrential. The long slog from Anselm's village by foot has already made difficult by the light drizzle and biting winds buffeting against my body every few seconds. By the time I found cover under the trees lining the vicinity of the mansion, my shoulders have already drenched. My hair has been sticking to my skin and out in every possible direction. Thankfully, the letter, taser, and gun I brought with me has remained relatively dry. That's the important thing. However, those are the least of my problems at the moment. Sometime after the housewarming party, scumbag Wright has suddenly grown a brain and tightened security around the mansion. A guard is now stationed at every possible point of entry: the main entryway, the back door leading to the kitchens. Hell, it's almost a miracle no one has spotted me since I entered the property, although that's probably because I've kept close to the forest. Well, I can always create a clever way in for myself under this deluge. It'll be difficult to do so without making much noise or leaving tracks.
I don't really have the luxury either, do I?
Considering how off this place feels since I've stepped in the property and the mansion came into view. Every light is off with the security personnel in patrol outside, and the whole house itself feels empty, eerie, too quiet. Normally I'll pass it off as some kind of a power outage because of the storm. It's not a far conclusion when this place is almost in the middle of nowhere. However, something just feels wrong.
Something happened here.
Or about to. It's the sole reason why I haven't done anything yet. Simply observing, watching, listening for anything I might be pressed for time. But I'm not a careless idiot. Although I need a way in, desperately so. Moving without thinking will only endanger me. With so many unknown variables and what we're dealing with, I also have to act on the assumption that someone is always in danger, especially in this place. I can't act impetuously. As much as I hate Wright, I'm not about to cause his death because of one thoughtless action. And if the place deserves it to be at, then it's in prison, not at a morgue. It sounds more like ugly crying than ghost wails, so I'm really hoping this is ugly crying. Oh, sorry. So when a hoarse, painful sob suddenly rings out above the loud pitter-patter of rain, only then do I stir. A woman. Perhaps a servant? Or worse, Hannah Wright. It comes from the forest. Shit is spooky. Yeah. I think it was like ghost. Like I don't know if it's ghost crying or human crying. You know what I'm saying? Just right up ahead, in fact, not too far from the house. Regardless, I give the place a quick, wary glance before following the noise. Carefully keeping to the shadows, one cautious step after another. Louder and louder it goes as I near. That's very reasonable. Have a nice day. Apparently, it abruptly turns into a loud, desperate, anguished cry. I break into a run. One nervous hand ready on the gun holster at my hip, and the other raised for balance as I scurry across the dense understory. Dead leaves crunch under my shoes, but I pay it no mind. There's only the voice, the woman, and nothing. Abruptly, it all stops, and I am met with a sudden hush. Blank. Empty. Almost deafening in its stillness, even with my labored breathing and pounding heartbeats against my ears, behind me another branch breaks in. I feel like this man is quite stupid. Because I feel like there should be more action than just waiting at like the fucking darkness. But
Help me.
dread surges with me as I spin around and take a hard step back, ignoring the chilly pinpricks crawling at the back of my neck. Before I meet her eyes, the world unexpectedly pitches sideways, tilting, and tilting to the ground beneath me finally crumbles. My hands fight for purchase, only to meet air, and by then it's too late. My foot slips further and the rest of my body follows. It's really quiet. Let me check. 1 second. Huh. Okay, I have now fiddled slightly with the audio. Hopefully that is better, and if not, let me know. Dead end. Dun. Dark spots blur the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echoes from the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. Before then, any of the voices lacing venom inside every crevice in my head. This is the end of the round. Yeah, before, like, 3-minute stream, everyone. There you go. Murmurs that jeer, scoff, and deride. Over. It's because you didn't listen. And over. It's all your fault. And over again. Why don't you believe me? A reminder of what I failed to do and who I failed. What I'm trying to desperately fix. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off, ever so slowly. A chill seeps into every nerve of my body, washing away every sensation in me, apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. Sweats. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Man, I hope that I did not fuck this off, because Ash's path is so damn long that, Half darkness greets me as my eyes finally snap open. The soft patter of dripping water somewhere spurring my consciousness further. For a few short moments, I remain still, blinking away in the dizziness, allowing my vision to adjust to the lack of light and my breathing to even out first before pushing myself up on one arm and attempting to stand. Turning alone is a struggle on its own. Every inch of movement sends a stab of sharp pain right up my arms and my back, giving me another pause.
Shit. I hope I didn't break anything. Fuck.
Like I said, this dungeon is not where happy characters go to live long lives. I don't know. It looks like a cozy dungeon. I'd party in this dungeon. There doesn't seem to be any injury or a major fracture, although the whole of my back does feel sore and raw. Probably from when I skidded down prior to landing myself here. A comforting thought. The second attempt comes easier later, although no less painful. By the time I'm back on my feet, the exertion has left me gasping in short, shallow breaths and leaning heavily on the wall nearest to me. Behind me, a light draft blows in from where I've fallen in, coming in short, sharp bursts into what's apparently an underground tunnel and brings in the fresh, earthy smell of rain from the top side. Regardless, it fails to mask the old, musty scent of the place, a mixture of mold, mildew, dust, grease, and something distinctly foul, like death. Man, if this is who I think it is death, I'll be very sad, and if it's just some old corpse's death, I'll be much happier. More worrisome than the putrid festering smell, however, are the cells that line both the sides of the tunnel. Under the dim light, I can barely make out what's inside on some of them, but I already have a few ideas, all of which I refuse to delve into the moment. Knowing how long this dimension has stood. Somewhere, no matter how unexpected finding the existence of this place is, it isn't too surprising.
I wonder if Scumbag knows about this.
Probably not, unless he's also the kind of person who takes joy in inflicting this kind of suffering on others. I don't really think so. He's run to the core, but not that run. He'll probably balk. I'm gonna say balk at this. Move out at the first opportunity and have it demolished. The very idea of what has occurred in this place years ago makes me real as well. I've known long ago places like this tend to hold secrets. This though? If this isn't just the tip of the iceberg. I fear what I may discover in the mansion itself and the tale behind that fucking letter. But fear's inconsequential. As unpleasant as the sight of this is, this place might also be the only way for me to get inside unnoticed. Sighing and taking one last gulp of clean air, I push away from the wall and delve deeper into the passage.
Let's just hope it'll be smooth sailing from here on.
I mean, one can dream. Turns out that alone is too much to ask for this early. Maybe I just heard voices? That's fine too. No 20 paces into it, another sound abruptly rises from above my footfalls, rebounding off the hollow walls and echoing inaudibly across the whole span of the tunnel before fading away just as swiftly as it rang. I paused nonetheless, straining my ears for more of it, while I gradually moved my hand to my side, slow and steady until the tip of my fingers brush off the gun's handle. Although cold against my skin, it's the closest thing I have to comfort at the moment. For a long minute I wait, holding my breath, watching every form, edge, and shadow at the corner of my vision for any movement. After a heartbeat and nothing, I allow the tension to ease out of me in the form of a long, slow exhale that reverberates around the whole passage.
Who's there?
Oh shit! Fuck yeah! Perhaps it's because of what has happened earlier and how I've ended up here, or maybe it's because of my training. But in spite of the panic and fear in the voice, I don't immediately answer. Instead, I pull my gun free of its holster and wordlessly draw closer to where the voice rings out once again. Afraid. Frantic.
I'm asking you a question. Who's there?
It's only after I release the safety do I answer, while continuing my approach in a careful, steady pace.
I think I should be the one asking you that. Who are you? Show yourself.
Finally! For decades and decades we've waited. And alas, we are rewarded for our patience. Sorry about that.
I can't. I'm stuck in here.
I read that as fuck Marianne. I'm like, Gaia, how dare you? But that makes more sense, the reaction. Well, Ghost will definitely not be saying that, or have a conversation like this, or be stuck anywhere. Patience or viewers. Oh, it's a little column A. Maybe a little column B. I will say that. As if to prove her point, she extends a hand from one of the cells ahead and waves. Then she pulls back and grips the iron bars and rattles a little.
I can't get out. Can you help?
Oh, that is a great looking place. At least $800 on Zillow, I feel. In 5 quick footsteps, I don't know why I said footsteps. In 5 quick steps, I'm standing in front of the cell, and sure enough, a woman's voice. A woman's inside. Why can I not read? Someone on the floor, holding the bars while shaking hands, clinging to it as if it's the only thing keeping her upright. I actually forgot when she got trapped, so I'm gonna check that really quick. Because if it's more than a day, that's fucked. Hold on. I think I found it. Finally let it go. She's been here since the 28th. She's been here. Okay, so she was here the night of the 28th. So 21 day, 2 days, 3 days. I think it's like November 1st, like midnight-ish. So she's been here for 3 days. I don't know if she has water. I guarantee, unless she eats rats, she does not have food. Holy shit. She shouldn't be conscious. Alive is debatable, but she definitely shouldn't be conscious. I legit don't remember when Miriam got down here, or how she got down here because, okay, so she faced her ghost girlfriend, ex-girlfriend in the wine cellar. And then she was like, oh shit, I don't want it to, like, be with you in the future. And then ghost wine cellar chick, like, basically pushes her into the dungeon. Essentially speaking. It's like a quick overview of what I remember, at least. And this happens during the party, question mark? Where she tells German butler guy, I just gotta do this one thing to this one mirror. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Anyways. Not just any woman.
You?
This place might have at least one ghost. I'm willing to put some money on that. Not confirmed yet.
McLaughlin?
The same one I met at G's 5 days ago. Smashed drunk and babbling her frustrations about her employers.
Holmes?
No, not McLaughlin. McCaughlin. Marianne McCaughlin, famous interior designer extraordinaire. Not so extraordinary now, with how exhausted and feeble she looks, trapped in a jail cell of all things. Not really the most, like, you know, not the best comment to be kind, you know, considering all the scenario, but maybe I'm being judgy on that one. Her breathing shallow, and there's a paleness in her complexion. Sunken eyes, cracked lips, dry skin. All signs pointing to starvation and dehydration.
What? How long have you been stuck in here?
3 days? 4? I don't know. I have no idea anymore.
I'm just saying, if I see someone on the ground, starving, dehydrated, I won't be like, wow, how not extraordinary these people are. But, you know, once again, probably more writing than actually hit slots.
I just fell in, and that woman, whatever. Can you get me out of here? Please.
In a moment. But here, go feed yourself first before you fall over.
I fish out an energy bar from my pocket. They reference this. This isn't crazy. He carries one on hand from, like, the first chapter. Good job, game. I remember that shit. I fished out an energy bar from my pocket and handed it over to her. She's lucky I always have one in my person. For sudden emergencies or extended stakeouts, a little sugar to keep me going. Like any starving person, she wastes no time making a grab for it, unwrapping it straight away and taking it in whole mouthfuls of it. The people's energy bar. Fuck yeah. Relief washes over her face on the first bite alone, although she's going to need more than that if what she says is true. I will also say, not to be that guy, I'm not trying to psychoanalyze games. I swear that's not what my channel is for. But I feel like if you just eat a dry energy bar and you are dying of dehydration, it'll be the chalkiest fucking shit ever. Once again, not judging. I'm just staying. For the moment, it's enough to keep her alive. Good thing she seems to have the sense of prioritize survival over comfort if the puddle on the ground of the cell indicates anything. Without water, okay. Without water, the human body can only survive 3 days. She's been drinking out of a puddle, apparently. Game fucked me up, I get it. Yes, thank you, Melissa, thank you. Without water, the human body can only survive 3 days, no food. I give it an average of 3 weeks, though even then, it won't be a pretty experience. Yeah, this is actually a horror game review channel that I happen to play the game as well. Maybe she better Kristen. You got a point there, Zeb. You got a point. Granted, some have survived longer than that. She's still fortunate I found her when I did. Now to get her out. Yeah, like in before this skull was full of meat, and then 3 days passed. My bobby pins won't be of any use here. Not like I needed it. Unlike the ones we have at the precinct, a simple barrel hinge opens the gates of the cell altogether. Even without any special tools, I'll be able to lift the door and free her. However, with how heavy it seems, I need a lever of some sort to help.
What are you looking for?
Some wood, a 2x4, I guess, a plank or a pipe, anything I can use as a lever. Wait here.
The hallway was nothing but dust, dirt, and a few rusted chains scattered around. While I may find something in one of the open cells, I'm reluctant to check or even step in. She is water. I confess, I did not watch much of it. We can't have another person trapped in here. However, McCall ended up inside.
Well, there's no.
My head snaps back to her. McCall extracts a wooden board from under the mass of hay and twine near her. Without prompting, she slips it through what little spaces between the bars. It's short, but appears thick and sturdy enough for my intended purpose upon closer inspection. Wait here! Don't run away!
Good enough.
I hope. I get to work at once, anchoring the other end of the plank at the base of the door and applying ample force at the other end. It takes a bit of effort, no kidding on the heavy part. Still, a grunt, a gasp, and a creak. In a matter of minutes, with a little help from her on the other side, the door eventually lifts off its hinges. It falls to the ground with a loud, ugly, metallic thud, but the sound of it puts elation on McCall's face. She doesn't even ask for help. As soon as I can, she hastily crawls out of the prison as she accidentally found herself in. More than happy to get out of it, despite lacking the strength to stand firmly on her feet.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so if Mary Ann dies at this point, at all in this game, I will be devastated. Which will probably happen, because I've already declared this. You ever get locked in a cell for 3 to 4 days without food or water, and wish to survive, urine for a treat. I'll keep that in mind. I'll make sure to have extra sweet urine just to be safe. Do not clip me on that. Thank you. They saved it for sure, probably. That's reassuring, maybe, possibly.
After the second day, I was so sure I was going to die in there. If you didn't show up, today, I don't even want to think about it.
Oops. 1 second. I'm sorry. This will be funny, I swear. It won't be funny at all. I just need to look something up. Well, that was very educational. Thank you. I got this. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This has taught me nothing. I'm gonna say for God. This seems about right. For God. Hell yeah. Educational stream. Lego.
How did you even end up here?
I'm gonna click away once again. For a second, she appears hesitant, looking away and fumbling awkwardly with her fingers.
I was looking for something, someone.
A contemplative expression flickers in her eyes, something that's close to wistful, like when a person remembers a memory she's fond of. It doesn't last too long, but it still leaves me the impression that I've suddenly walked into something private. Something deeply personal for her. I'd rather not ask.
So this whole tunnel, at the end of it, leads right inside the mansion?
The wine cellar.
Right into the kitchen, then.
There's a door of some sorts. I don't know. I think I pulled or pressed something somewhere. I was in a hurry.
Luke!
And I'm not sure if it'll open from this side. Hell, this place wasn't even in the floor plans.
What do you mean?
Does that really matter now? We have to get out of here. People died in this place. Kids! Oh God! Kids! I could have shown you, but that thing won't turn back on anymore. It's like it only waited for me to see it before shutting down or something. How long has that thing even been in there?
He's caught. Oh, where's the run button?
But those poor kids. All because of that thing.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about right now?
The bloody letter! Ever since I've read that thing, since that day at the open house, she won't leave me. But it should be fine now, right? I broke it. I broke all of it. She shouldn't be able to do anything now.
Nicola, one at a time.
It's all that fucking paper's fault! Oh God. Oh God. Dear Lord in St. Adelaide, bless those poor souls. We're not safe here. We need to leave. If we stay here any longer...
Nicolo!
Abruptly, she stops, looking back at me with wild, panic-stricken eyes. I've seen enough of it so many times these past few days, from my own friends even. She knows she has seen things, the kind that'll make any person go mad. And perhaps we slowly are. The longer it takes, the faster our descent into it becomes. I can't even tell which one's worse, death or this. Seems like no matter what we end up with, there will be something horrible waiting for us. I need to hurry.
Listen, I need to get inside this place, and you're more familiar with its layout. If you can help me...
What? No! Why would I go back? Are you sure you haven't gotten raving mad yet? An exit's right here.
And this business with the letter has to end at some point. Look, I know you're not very fond of Luke Wright.
Damn right I'm not.
Oh, see, that's why she's the best. That's why she's the best.
He can just go.
Tell him.
But are you really sure you want to leave him like this? And what about his wife?
What? Nani? It strikes a chord. She falters, go quiet as the tension lifts from her and her shoulders slump. I do understand her issues with this. In fact, she doesn't have to go with me. Only tell me enough information so I can figure it out on my own. She can always leave afterwards, be done with this whole damn mansion letter. The other end of this tunnel leads right into the forest. It'll prove ample cover for her to be able to slip out of the property unnoticed. All the same, she seals herself in squarish...
Just until the kitchens.
That's more than enough.
She nods, albeit weakly. Then without other words, she gestures for me to follow, leading me further into the passage. Are you sure she's not going to die? This seems very much I'm going to die actions. Like, 1, let's go lesbians, fuck yeah. 2, are you sure she's not going to die? I sense like at least 1 or 2 death flags in those sentences. Occasionally she'll stop, find purchase on the wall to catch her breath, but throughout the short walk, she asks for neither a break nor assistance. I suppose that's something we have in common. Eventually, we got to a dead end. Although, before I can question her on it, she begins palming for something on the wall, tracing her fingers along weathered edges of the bricks with a frown on her face.
It should be somewhere here, I think.
What the hell are you doing?
She merely holds up a hand, begging for my silence to continue searching. Then, without warning, a few minutes later, something clicks. She needs one! Give this girl some milk! A portion of the wall shifts ajar to reveal a glimpse of another room. Should we fine? I mean, we're all fine in death, so I guess you're right. Bottoms line the walls, liquor barrels for aging, the wide cellar.
The ladder to the kitchen is on the far end of this room.
Surreal. This is nothing but a surreal nightmare, and after everything, should this even surprise me, ghost curses hidden passages. I don't even know if you're telling me I'm actually good, or if this is some elaborate troll in which she dies, I get heartbroken, and then that's the Gucci meme. But we'll find out! I even bring myself to question the existence of this door anymore. I simply follow her to the undercroft without a single question, in spite of a number of them already swimming inside my head. As a kid, I used to crave for this kind of adventure. The stuff of my mystery and detective novels, daring chases, interesting cases to solve, suspects to put behind bars, justice to serve. I was blinded, I admit. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now I simply want this to be over. We leave the door open in case there's a need for a quick exit, especially after she mentions it's only by chance she is able to open the door last time. We can't waste time finding the switch again on the occasion something goes horribly wrong. There's bound to be, with me feeling this high-strung and tense. I'm not sure why I thought it would be a good idea to enlist McCullough's help. Though she's been quite helpful so far, I can't shake off the horrible feeling something's going to happen to her if she stays with me. Sorry, I put some emphasis for some reason to a line. Even if I'm her safest bet if she wants to go out of this place alive.
You really believe that, don't you?
Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. I don't know why I'm saving. There was no choices to be made. I'm just clicking the save button. Thank you.
Did you say something?
McCullough paused in his stuff, turning to me confused.
I didn't.
You sure? I just heard...
Don't you think I'll be the first person who will know?
I wonder if there's, like, ghosts in this town or
Look,
something.
the ladder leading to the kitchen's up ahead. You might want to hurry. I just want to be done with this place.
See? You dragged another one.
This time, I'm sure. There's really a voice. Well, voices. Despite the look of protest McCullough shoots me, I find myself stopping and looking for it, searching for immediate surroundings for the familiar form of the woman. I don't even have to venture too far from where I'm standing. Just an arm's length away from me, mirror shards litter the floor, and right on the biggest fragments Okay, so Zach, who's alive, Rebecca, Hannah, the homie in the back, all singing the same mocking tune against my ears, letting it echo through the small undergrowth. Murmurs and laughters, jeering, scoffing, deriding, lacing venom into every crevice in my head, taunting.
You dragged another person into this ASHE.
Into another one of your silly little problems.
All because you can't fix them on your own. You really haven't changed, have you? Some hero you are.
I guess it's supposed to be Isabella in hindsight. It would be weird. My best friend, my childhood friend, Hannah Wright. But I don't think Isabella wore that fucking lipstick shit. Oh, give me a second. And it's also kind of white to be Isabella, I feel. Oh, it's not my place to say.
Useless.
Thanks, Zach.
Pathetic.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You're wrong.
My mistake lies in its first instance I've answered. The very second denial has slipped from my mouth. Their words have also seeped into my heart, allowing to prod at and rouse my temper. That's Rebecca. Not Isabella Death Darker. Yeah. But it's like, once again, friend, Hannah Wright. But I'm pretty sure this can't be Rebecca, because I'm pretty sure this is nearly positively Rebecca because of this pink hair right over here. Unless there's two Rebeccas, which, you know, she's not that important, guys. Come on. Despite knowing they were merely doing this to God me. Toad, goad me. Every word, every syllable trickled into me, spurring the guilt I hope I've long bear.
Are we? Or is that simply what you've been telling yourself? Oh, something
Oops.
to make yourself feel better, perhaps?
That is definitely Isabella's voice.
You're the one who took that letter off Isabella's hand that day. You're the one who opened it.
How does it feel, I wonder? To know you're responsible for all of this?
What do you think I'm doing? Why do you think I'm still trying to fix this?
Oh, but you can't. It's already too late. And you know that. You know all of this is futile.
Just face it, Ashton Frey. You're a failure, and they are the ones who have to pay for it.
I agree. Definitely Isabella-y. But one thing, this face is not very Isabella-y, I feel. So I'm confused.
A badge and a gun, and you still can't protect your own friends.
Shut up, Rebecca.
Can't even solve a case for an old man.
No, it's a solid point, other voice, who I don't think is Isabella.
Can't even bring Luke right to justice.
You know what? You're probably right on that, Zach.
Can't even keep his own family together.
Shut the fuck up, Rebecca.
No wonder they left you. Before you do the same thing to them.
You know, you've got a good point. Last girl is either Marianne's ghost. Oh, I could see that too. I forgot exactly what she looked like besides having blonde hair.
Mom and Dad are better off without little old you, aren't they? It's a good thing they had the sex.
You know what, Zach raises a valid point.
Pitiful, isn't it? Some detective you are. Some friend you are. Some son you are.
Obviously the ghost's name is Kylie. I don't know. I feel like I should know this, you're right. Sweats hard. The ghost is obviously this, the fucking, I don't know actually. Did we learn the ghost name? I feel like the answer to this is probably no, actually. Okay, I'm gonna say no, and if someone in chat wants to tell me because they know it, great. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about the ghost name.
You might as well just throw that rank away. You're no use to people either way.
Thank you.
Shut it!
Thank you. I hate this. I hate how this monster can easily get through to me. Every weakness, every insecurity it hears. To hear said in my friend's voice, even more so. But what I hate above all of it is...
You know it's true, though.
All of it. It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word, because you're already aware of it.
Yee.
You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
Yee.
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to save anyone.
Yeah.
Shut it! Not a single word anymore.
In the end, your own incompetence will eventually lead to the deaths of everyone you care about.
Solid point. It laughs, sharp and piercing, as it sounds. Something in me snaps. A rage hastily unfurling. Don't kill Marianne, it's all I ask. It's okay, I forgive you, even though my kanji skills are very bad. A rage hastily unfurling, red filling my vision. The next thing I know, I'm raising my hand and something grabs at my wrist, followed by a buzz as another voice breaks through the haze.
Don't listen to it!
The fog from my mind lifts. Every sound, every noise returns to me, flooding my every senses. All at once, there is this deafening silence. Slowly, I become aware of my surroundings. Bottles of wine, barrels of liquor, the faint old scent of death and decay everywhere, and a hand holding onto my wrist as it keeps me from hurting myself. In my hands, a shard. Blood drips from where it has cut my palm, trailing down my wrist until it disappears behind my sleeve. Not too deep, measurable even. There is a pain, however, a different kind, an ache somewhere else that stems not from the wound, but from every single word that's hit. When I glance at McCall, she merely stares at me with wide, horrified eyes.
Don't listen to it! No matter what happens, don't do what it says! It's how it gets us.
My grip on the shard falters, but only after I nod and drop it entirely does she release her grip. Afterwards, she simply steps back and looks away, hugging her arms closer to herself. She breathes a sigh heavy. Perhaps weighted with her own guilt, what this monster might have used against her.
Come on, we're getting close.
You know what? Marianne is winning a lot of white points with me all over again. She walks out without having another comment. There's worry in her as she gives the fragments one last grasp. On the ground, they lie lifeless now. No more words, no more insults. Even as I walk away, one whispered taunt continues to ring in my ears.
It's useless, Ashton Frey. You are going to die.
And you are going to die alone.
A fear. One that's been kept in the darkest place in my heart. One that a small part of me wishes for. The trapdoor swings open without much fuss. It isn't even locked, probably left open for when Wright asks for some midnight snack. I make sure the coast is clear, of course, before I pull myself and help McCall out. The butler is nowhere to be seen. He's probably sleeping, attending to his master, or doing some extra late-night work before turning in for the night. Meanwhile, Wright won't touch anything to do with menial chores, not even with a 10-foot pole. It's next to impossible for him to linger here. I don't know when's the last time you left, good sir, so let me know, and I'll gladly keep you up to speed. Midnight snack probably implies drinking wine at night. No servants, not anyone. Just as easy as that we're in. Gently, I close the hatch. If things go well, the same path will be our way out. If luck doesn't hold, there's not another option, how is it? Quickest review possible. Last I remember, Lucas was being nice and flirty with the teacher. Well then. We're playing as Ashton. Bada big. I will, thank you. I do not know what that means, but I will keep that in mind. Anyways, Ashton, we're playing as Ashton. He's seeing ghosts too. Everyone's seeing ghosts. They're all going insane. He's trying to end the fucking curse by being in the mansion and ending it all. By ending it all, I mean not his own life, I hope. I mean by ending the curse. It's November 1st. You're welcome. $5, please. Gently, I close the hatch. If things go well, the same path will be our way out. If our luck doesn't hold, there's an option that isn't. I have people waiting for me. I really don't want to think what might happen. Sometimes it's best if we simply revel with the little victories. They're great blessings when something else is going against you. And in a place like this, fraught with unknown dangers, it is a feeling that lasts only but a second. Suddenly a sob. Ringing out from some distant part of the house, echoing through its empty halls. Beside me, slumped on the ground, pale and heavy breathing, McCall immediately tenses. Her eyes goes wide, she grips the side of the counter with a force that might be enough to crack it if only she has the strength. As it is, she can barely stand. She hasn't fully recovered. Makes sense of the 3 or 4 days without proper food or water. And in this weakness that puts fears in her eyes, she's aware. She should probably eat or drink while she's in this kitchen. I know it's stealing, but come on. If something happens, if there's nowhere to run, she won't be able to. She's a liability at this point.
Holmes, I really don't think going any further is a good idea.
Oh, yeah, so Marianne McAuliffe, She's with us because she was trapped in a dungeon for 4 days, drinking a puddle of water as her only source of water, eating no food. So she is heavily dehydrated and heavily starving.
Look at this place. Everything seems fine. Nothing's off. Maybe we should just go? I really don't like the sound of that.
Locked in a dungeon.
You really don't have to come with me. Just until the kitchen, yeah? We're already here. You've done your part. From here on, I'm going on my own.
Yes, I said that, but...
Can you even stand?
She doesn't answer.
You'll only be putting yourself in more danger if you follow after me. You have an easy way out of here. Stay here. Once you're okay, I need you to get yourself out of this place.
What? I'm not going to leave you.
She's the best. Okay, she wins homie points. Homie point alert. Holy shit, is this a homie I see?
Well, I'm not taking you with me either, lady. So it's here or out there.
You really are mad, aren't you?
Probably all will be. If no one fixes this little curse problem we have.
That's a good point.
You think you'll find something in here? This is just a mansion, for God's sake.
Maybe. It's worth a shot. Besides, if what we're hearing right now says anything, I'd say scumbags.
Who?
Right. He might be knee-deep in trouble and he has no idea about it.
McCall still appears as if she's about to argue, but instead of more words, I unholster my taser and hand it to her. A standard issue for every member of Luxborn police force. It shouldn't take a genius to know how to aim and fire one. Even Isabella may be able to use it without any training. Yet, Miss Interior Designer stares at it as if I just handed her something particularly nasty.
Listen, you want to wait? Fine. I'm leaving this with you. But if I don't come back here within 15 minutes, I want you to backtrack and get the hell out of here.
Are you daft, Holmes? I already told you.
In case something goes wrong, I need someone who...
I will say, I really like their dynamic. Not in any romantic way or anything like that. Just as two characters interacting, I think it's great. Super into this.
who can tell people what's going on. Who can tell my friends what might have happened here. They're at the crawl. You know the place, right?
I trail off, letting the meaning of my words hang in the air. I want to be optimistic about this, really. However, I'm going against something almost everyone can't understand. I'm just being realistic with my chances. McCullough seems to understand this as well after what I've said. Mary Watson, slay. Queen, slay. I almost said slay bitch. I was like, why would I say that? Any sign of protest has already died in her tongue, and she simply looks at the taser quietly. After a moment, she just nods. Beyond the walls of this room, the cries continue to grow louder, and I take it as a sign to leave. Without another word, I slip out of the door. Like a siren call, her voice beckons. Finding out who that is seems a good place to start as any. I'm pretty sure this is Hannah, because we have the possessed Hannah route, if I recall correctly. I keep to the shadows for the most part. Not that there's any need to, the entire place just feels empty. Odd when a house this big should have a large staff. You'd think there'd be one or two roaming around for some late-night chores, or someone seeking whoever's creating this ruckus. There's none, however.
Shouldn't they have security posted inside as well?
Unless the security means the butler, though I doubt Scumbag's that sloppy. He loves his life more than anything. Probably more than his own wife. And the things he's done, he's bound to make more than an enemy or two. He's also the kind who'll do anything to keep himself safe, alive.
I wonder what he'll say when he finds out that there's something not human living with him in his own house.
Potential dangers aside, being on my own grants me a greater degree of mobility, which I'm not comfortable with. Sure, I could have enlisted McCullough's help. Next to the person she owns, she'll probably be the one who's most familiar with the mansion. But the cons of bringing her outweigh the pros. She's better off somewhere a quick exit in sight. With no tag-along, I only have to worry about myself, watch my back. Selfish.
Unnecessary.
The same manner this whole plan is, no matter how idiotic going into this is. I don't get it this time, but I'm worried. Besides, I don't really have a guide when the house layouts is fairly simple, almost mirrored with only a few modifications in the rooms. Though I've only been here once, I think I have a good grasp of this place's ins and outs. As long as I can tell which is east and west, it shouldn't be hard to find my way around. After the dining room, the main foyer should be the next thing that greets me, where the woman's cries are leading me. Honestly, after what's happened outside, I'm not even sure if I should be trusting what I'm hearing. With the whole house somehow seemingly devoid of any of its inhabitants, I'm inclined to look into this. I figured out how visiting works in Animal Crossing. I'm very proud of you! Fuck yeah! No! We will keep you up to speed, guaranteed, Melissa. I hope you have fun at work, and I will scream, "Oh God, why?" if I need you. Kisses and hugs. Have fun. More than surviving this curse, a huge part of this is my training speaking.
I just hope this isn't a crime scene I'm walking into.
Spin the spinny thing. But nothing's ever that simple, is it? Not when you're dealing with the supernatural, nope. Because as soon as my feet crosses the next room, something shifts. Oh! Horror game! I almost forgot. In a flash, nearly without fanfare. It happens in the blink of an eye, I almost miss it. One moment there's red, one moment there's save! What a coincidence! And the next? I'm standing alone in the foyer. For a brief instant I pause, glancing wildly around the place, blinking twice as my moments will spur the vision back. Yet, nothing. No blood dripping on the walls, none trailing down the stairs or pooled on the floor, no eyes watching every moment. Only the same cries gradually growing in intensity the longer I dally, along with my voice.
Mother,
Desperate.
where are you, Mother?
Pleading.
Mother, please. I don't want to be alone.
Coming from the same direction I've heard the cries from, upstairs. The place is not entirely empty then. A better question now is who? Big drip drip! Let's get the dip! Definitely not scumbag or the butler. I've yet to see hide nor hair of them, and not knowing their whereabouts puts me on the edge. I have to be careful not to make any noise or be seen. Maybe the wife, though one can't really tell if it's her, the way the walls echo in her voice. Nevertheless, it pushes me to move, taking almost 2 steps at a time despite the sickening feeling that something's lurking behind every gray shadow, every small corner I pass. As if the house has several eyes watching my every movement. As if there's something alive dwelling behind the walls itself. It's fair. I do want to read this, actually. Taser, mouth. Mama, just killed a man. I try to shake it off. Oh, whoa, whoa. That got real bloody. Me no like scary. Me play game to feel good and kiss girl and have girl kiss girl and maybe guy kiss guy if Zach into, but that's whatever. Me no want death. Me want happy smile. But the occasional sensation has already made home at the pit of my stomach. Dread, and it only grows deeper the closer I get to her. The relative emptiness of the place doesn't help either. Neither does the harsh wind battering the windows, nor the sheets of rain pelting down the roof. For a fleet second, I find myself wishing for Scumbag to simply show up. I don't get too far down that train of thought. Abruptly, the cries stop. Ooh, that's not good. Replacing it with...
Mother, please. She's here. She's here, Mother. She's going to take me. She won't leave, Mother. Mother. I don't want to go with her. Tell her to go away. Mother! Mother, she's here! Help!
That can't be good. But adrenaline overcomes me in a rush. In no 2 heartbeats, my feet's already moving before any sense can catch up or doubt creeps up to me. My hands ready for the holster as I hastily set off for the far side of the hall. One armed footstep after another while struggling to keep that sense of panic at bay. Sweats. A door lies ajar from the end and coming from the room above.
She's going to hurt me! Help me!
I do not hesitate. I do not hesitate. Moving in despite the lack of light, the steep stairs or the thick layer of dust kicking up with my every step. I pause only a moment upon reaching the top. Then, without wasting a second, I push the door open. I don't know who this is. I assume this is possessed Hannah. I don't know what the blood is. I assume that's possessed Death. She sits in the middle of the room, shoulders hunching, shaking. Sweats. Her hands covered her face as she weeps, oblivious to my presence. As if she has heard neither my footsteps nor the soft creaking of the door, continuing undisturbed, like I'm standing in a time far... I didn't read that. In a time far removed from her. She doesn't even flinch when I call out to her.
Hey, are you alright?
Mother, I've done it, Mother. Take me with you, please.
It's a fair... Hold on, I gotta listen to this banger. 1 second. It's a good song. Actually gold up.
I can still hear her. She's here. Help me! Help me, please!
She sounds very Hannah-y for not Hannah. Does not match the bloody toad. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's the point, kind of, maybe. We'll find out. Belatedly, I noticed the blood on her hands. It's the same one stretching the whole attic. I'd rather not know. How the whole room ended up like this is the least of my problems at the moment. Even the single human body doesn't have this much blood. So bodies? The thought sends an unpleasant twinge in my stomach. Does Wright even know about this? He's bad news, alright, but this is beneath him. He's definitely balked at the first sight of it. Anyone will. Yet the woman lingers here, unmoved by the sight, letting her sobs fill the room. Repeatedly the words over and over again like a prayer of salvation. To whom? The mess of parchment she's left on the floor? Just what the hell's happening?
Hey, lady, are you?
The rest of that question never makes it out. I don't even see it coming. Should have been more aware and on guard, really. There's little I can do as a well-placed blow to the back of my knees making me stumble. The momentum almost sends me reeling forward. It barely even registers in my head as the woman's gone and the room is as normal as it can be. Not above the pain shooting up in the side of my side as I hit the floor. I don't even get the chance to get my bearings back when a hard enough blow to the stomach makes me buckle down and land heavily on my knees. Gasping, I fumble wildly for my gun. Although before I'm able to turn level and shoot, a hand grasps my wrist and twists it. Hard. A gasp. A grunt. A cry of pain slips past my mouth. The gun falls to the floor in a thump. As soon as it lands, a foot kicks it out of my reach and slides uselessly under the bed. Agony suddenly explodes in my chin, jerking loose a sharp cry of pain, and stars fill the edges of my vision. A brief moment of regret hits me for leaving my taser with McCall when a piece of cloth closes around my neck. Without warning, the attacker pulls tight. I am left gasping, choking, crawling for air, blindly reaching behind me as I still try to fight for him off and loosen the pressure on my neck. Ashton must have talked shit because boy's getting hit. Damn. Except any sort of movement only causes him to pull a talk.
My, so many rats scurrying about in this mansion lately.
This is German butler guy, right? Right, butler. Shit.
Tell me, what did you do with the madam?
I have no idea what he's talking about. Did something happen to Hannah, right?
Go! You asshole!
Now, Dummkopf, you're in no position to be rude.
Johannes?
Last time I checked, I'm not the one breaking into other people's homes. Now
bad.
answer my question. What did you do with the madam?
The pain rings and resonates through my already sore body. Still, I managed to write it out amid a mutinous.
You.
Keep that dirty mouth babbling and you're getting a knife in the kidney. I assure you, it will be more painful than this.
He really doesn't need to threaten me by now. It's all too much to bear at this point. My lungs feel like they're burning with the lack of air. Dark spots begin to fill the edges of my vision. Ever so slowly, the world around me dims. My consciousness rapidly slips away from me, without meaning to.
Get away from him!
Hearing that voice, as if I've been doused with a bucket full of ice, cold water familiar, too familiar, and more importantly, it shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be hearing it here. She shouldn't be here. Immediately, my eyes snap open. And right there, right in the attic's doorway, stands Isabella of all people. A rolling pin in one hand and a standard issue police taser in the other, my taser. She must have borrowed it from McAuliffe. Or else could she have gotten one? I doubt she has ever used one even. Hell, the way she holds it right now, this guy could easily disarm her in one hit. That guy is quite the murderer, it seems. That's my girl, I'm worried! But there's something in her eyes. Although there's a look of fear in them and her hand shakes, she keeps the weapon trained and pointed at Scumbag's lackey. Untrained or not, she does not plan to leave here without putting up a fight, it seems. Admirably, really, but it's not something we need right now. I need her to be away from here. I need her safe. The chance of that happening grows slim with every laughter that spills into it.
Oh, this is just getting better and better. The Bratwurst won't be pleased with the number of bodies we have to dispose of today, you know. Tell me, how many of you are there? So I can prepare the proper number of bags.
Damn it. What the fuck's going on? Why is she here in the first place? Did she follow after me? Who else came with her? Zach? Rebecca? Thank you, story updates. Truly. Are they all here? Panic surges within me. She knows how bad the situation is. But did she really have to run here and expose herself like this? Does she even know how to use a taser? For fuck's sake. More than worrying for my life, it's hers that I'm concerned about. Getting strangled, dying by choking isn't part of the plan, but her following me here isn't either. He called Lucas. I mean, he's definitely quite the sausage, I feel. I don't mean that. Fuck. He's a dick is what I'm trying to say. Fuck. That's why I prefer to do things alone. So I'd rather be the only one take the consequences. I don't even want to think of what this bastard might do to her when he's done with me. Though my voice comes off nearly a croak, I try to tell her as much. She has to leave. Stay far away from here and these are people.
Don't! Damn it, Isabella! Get out of here!
Another bout of pain erupts from my side, cutting off my words. A cry of agony bursts from my mouth. I can taste blood at my tongue as I heave, attempting to get in as much air despite the towel still coiled around my neck.
Ash?
You're going to lose air quickly that way, Dummkopf. Better keep it shut.
Get out! 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 Belle!
Don't be stupid! I'm not leaving you here!
You should probably, like, you know, do something about this scenario. I know the talk is nice, but... Yeah, Luke is a dick. 100%. He laughs. Too cruel. Too unforgiving. Though each note beats against my ears, in spite of the warmth in them, sends chills down my spine. This is a man whose hands have already been stained with blood before. He won't
I'd
hesitate.
follow his advice if I were you, little girl. What could you possibly do with a toy? Just hand it over and be on your way. It'll probably be too difficult for a little girl like you to use.
There's a moment of silence. Fuck, I can barely keep my eyes open. But in the next moment, though, I still don't exactly understand what's happening, Isabella shouts. Not a cry of pain, not a yell of panic, but one that's resolute, firm. Perhaps in a tone that's leagues fiercer than any I've heard from her before.
Try me! Ashton, duck!
I do. More than instinct and desire to survive, closing my eyes before my mind can fully process what's going on. It all happens in a blur. The gentle sound of a taser being discharged resounds through the room. The air crackles. Something whizzes by, almost too close to my ear, followed by a thud of something blunt connecting solidly with another object. The thing I know, the towel strangling me has started to loosen. I collapse through the door, dazed and gasping for air. My peripheral through the haze of blood rushing and sound slowly filtering back, the butler buckles. He spasmed once. Then when almost rushed, falls face first beside me, knocked unconscious by 50,000 volts of electricity and a fucking rolling pin. It did beat Emily to it. Wait, that's Chief? He'll be out for a while. I have no idea whether I should laugh or cry at it. Somewhere in front of me, my oxygen-deprived brain vaguely registers Isabella's form. She slumps on the floor, also breathing heavily. What's the relationship at? It's pretty high, I feel. We could fuck. Let me rephrase that. I was gonna say, we can fucking get out of here, but I paused at fuck for some reason. We can fucking get out of here together. We call that the Isabella 1-2 combo. Fuck yeah. I take the strangling, and she does the tasering. Right next to her trembling hands, both the taser and the rolling pin lie useless and forgotten while the mood in the room eases. A long gradual process of attention lifting. Is Marianne okay? For countless seconds, we remain quiet, with only our short gasps and sighs to fill the silence, allowing the adrenaline ebb away, and both are breathing the slow. In my current roleplay, she's perfectly safe in the kitchen, drinking water and eating food that Luke owns. And you know what? He doesn't deserve. Not a short repose by any means, but simply a brief respite. There's still the curse. We're still inside the mansion in immediate danger. We still have no idea how to fix this. Outside, the rain seems to be only intensify. Lightning flashes, fleeting somewhere white and piercing, and the sky rumbles. Shrugs, well, we'll find out. No, ain't no rest for the wicked. Savory don't grow on trees. I stir first, once recovered, having regained some semblance of sense and strength. Breathing still hurts and unbearable, as is moving, though every small motion causes a wince. There may be bruising tomorrow, I can manage. Retrieving my gun from under the bed is easy. But with only some effort, I am able to drag an unconscious man to the far end of the room, snapping one end of a handcuff to his wrist, while fastening the other to the bed frame. That should keep him restrained for a few hours, in case he wakes up prematurely. All through this, Isabella stays quiet. In fact, she doesn't move since. Her hands still shaking and taking in long draws of breath while she stares vacantly in front of her, almost as if she's in shock. Perhaps she isn't expecting any results, spurred only by some kind of desperation? Should. Maybe he's into this. You never know. Now it's sinking in. Fortunately, we need to get moving. We don't have time to wait for everything to register in our heads. Kneeling in front of her, I give her a light shake.
Belle, we need to go. You can't stay here.
Slowly she turns, staring at me with wide eyes. Worry flickers briefly in them, along with something ineffable. Then, without warning, she lifts a hand and slaps me across the face. Oof! Oof! Damage! The sound of it cracks the air, shattering the silence with a fragile glass breaking. Despite the familiar rumble of thunder outside, it manages to ring harder above the storm. I won't hesitate! Psh! I don't even know what hit me until my head has already snapped back and my cheek stings with her anger. And it is anger. In spite of the stillness and the lack of words afterwards, not fuming either. Never fuming, but the kind that burns lightly and soundlessly. A frustration instead of a seething rage. One that ebbs just as quickly as it flows, and once the tide subsides, there's only that gleam in her eyes. Warm, steadfast, and unflinching. Finally, I brace myself for the truth underneath that gaze. It slips from her lips softly, nearly fading under the sound of rain still falling fast, if not for the weight in each of her words.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Belle.
If Zach didn't slip up, no one would have known where you went.
Zach would have known where I went? Check and mate? What kind of quasi-sexy bullshit after being hit shit is this actually? You know, I would not have processed that as the words you say, but now that you mention it, I do kind of see it. Also, he kind of looks in this picture like a character from the Gorillas, is all I'm saying. Just the face alone, with the no eyes and everything, and the bite and shit. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me.
Belle, one person knowing is enough. Any more than that, and...
You almost died! He could have suffocated
Looks like
you
Noodle?
right
Thank
then and there,
you.
and you could have died.
Thank you.
I told Zach to give me 4 hours. That would have been enough time to...
It would have been too late.
Yes. Agreed.
By the
Thank
time
you.
anyone ever finds out, you're already fertilizer.
She trails off, draws in one drawn breath after another. A brief lull of her frustration finally gives, dissolved into something more pensive and somber. Her shoulders droop, and though her voice rises hoarse and weary in her next words, there's only certainty.
You count too, you know? When I said that night, when I told you that I don't want to lose anyone anymore, that includes you. Alive.
You know, he's got this. Okay, Ash definitely has like a guilt hero complex because he is the reason he was so denying the everything that now he feels super guilty. So he feels like he has to be the savior to not feel guilty anymore. And whether that's right or not, obviously is, you know, probably not right. I kind of get it though, you know what I'm saying? Did I miss the ship? You're in like the middle of the ship, I feel, Leslie. If slapping the shit out of the one you love is kind of shipping, you're in like definitely shipped area. Also, hi Jim. Kisses and hugs.
We're still here, Ash. You have us.
All these ships are actually going down, but hopefully this one won't. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I didn't fuck this up. And once their meaning fall, roar. It does so not with force or a dam breaking or a raging storm, but with the gentle, steady warmth of a hearth burning, an ember easing slowly, lightly, raising and giving, until all that's left is the truth, an understanding, not alone, never alone. It lingers even as we both drift back into silence and her words take root, because in the gratitude that swells after is another warmth blooming. Pleasant, welcoming, like finding home, like finding ourselves in the haze of a squall has left, creating another fragile yet immutable in both of us. It's in her eyes, in the way she holds my gaze unwavering, in the way she carries herself despite sitting amidst a place she fears. In the way she keeps herself from trembling and falling apart, because fear is inconsequential when people she cares about are at risk. It's love! They love each other! A change. She realizes that now, holds on to it. Another little thing, another small thing from her that make unnoticed and pass by quietly, that will eventually amount to a lot of things. Tiny gestures that mean nothing at first, but begin to matter to me matter to me one day until Despite myself, a small smile slides from my lips as the same warmth from earlier unfurls into my chest. Unhurried, familiar, and bright from all the years I've carried it, and never given the words from it.
Stop smiling like that, Ashton! I'm not done scolding you!
But this time they come easy.
I heard all of it. Don't worry.
Are you really okay? That guy hit you a little too hard on the head. Here, let me...
I reach up just as she extends my hands towards my face and catch her wrist in a light grip, drawing closer, folding her hand in between mine. Although her expression does shift into mild confusion, she does not pull away like I'm expecting. She simply stares at me searching. For her to allow a gesture from me that perhaps too close, it tells me a lot how far things have already shifted in the past few years. Cradle in mind, her hand still trembles. Most of the tremors have already subsided by now, though I doubt it'll fade away soon. Oh shit, we're almost in there, boys! I feel it! Even as I trace the lines of her palms in what I hope is a comforting gesture.
Sorry, Belle.
For what? Is this about what happened tonight? You can apologize later, when...
No, well, this too, but it's not just about...
Oh fuck, it's happening, everyone!
It's for...
It's happening!
It's for a lot of things.
I'm sorry, I just screwed into the mic in that sense. I'm very sorry.
For calling you clumsy.
Oh shit.
And careless.
Oh shit!
And a scatterbrain.
Oh fuck!
Are you sure this isn't a concussion?
Oh shit!
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Well, you don't usually apologize.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that too. For all the times I've teased you
Oh,
and
fuck!
made you cry.
Unexpectedly, her fingers tighten around mine, our hands falling between us as something tender shifts in the air. Another exhale. Another drawn breath eases out of me, filled with every hesitation and uncertainties. But when I finally choose to break silence, we're making this happen. It's only when I know that what will slip past my mouth is what one truth will hold against the world.
But for all those callous words,
Oh shit, the voice actor changed. That's how important this is.
despite all those,
Oh fuck!
there's nothing that I don't love about you.
Oh, that's basically a confession. Do we get the exact words though?
In fact, those things, and everything, everything that's you.
For a long moment, she offers no response. Her grip on my hands merely tightens. Although my heart's pounding hard against my ears, I take a chance and look up, slightly leaning away, giving her a cautious glance, more than ready to hear her rejection. And it is one, despite the smile on her face. If it can even be called one, of course. There's a pained aspect to it, if I can hardly name. Regardless of what it means to her or what she intends to convey with it. The sight of it alone makes me regret ever mentioning anything. It's almost as if she's forcing herself to push out the next words out of her mouth for the sake of not hurting me. Not that I won't be able to take it, but if these feelings will only put a heavier burden on her, I'd rather not have said anything at all. As expected, with one last squeeze of the hand cradling her, she pulls her hand away from mine, which she speaks through. There's a stark refusal to meet my eyes. Not that I hold it against her. The situation's already awkward as it is.
Ash.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining the stream. I stream Tuesdays from 7:30 p.m. to 8:41 p.m. It's basically the full bar. What do you want from me? Is it because I love Zach more? Did Zach ruin this for me? Should I have hated Rebecca more? I could have. I would have been more than happy to hate Rebecca more. She pauses, biting her lower lip. A small frown forms between her eyebrows while she struggles to find the right phrases to string together.
Ashton, I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, no, it's
It's
cool.
It's cool. It's so cool. It's not even a thing, fam. Hold me in the back. Don't even worry about it.
I was already expecting that.
Same.
Kind of.
Kind
But you don't have to.
Same.
No, I mean, I can't.
What?
I can't afford to think of anything other than helping my family.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now that
Yeah.
Papa's gone.
I mean, that's reasonable. That's super fair. That's alright. That's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not like I wanted it or anything.
They're going to need me more than ever,
They're going
Ash.
to need her more than anything.
I'm sorry. I really can't.
It's all good, Home Slice. It's all fine.
Not right now.
It's cool. It's cool. I've already known it would lead to this to some extent. Her family will always come first. Who am I to take that from her? It hurts. Of course. But the pain eases. Knowing that, in spite of circumstances, her heart will always be in the right place. That she's still the same woman I fall in love with.
It's alright, Belle. Don't apologize.
It's okay. It's all okay.
If it still matters, that's.
Please remember that when you feel scared or frightened, never forget times when you feel happy. When day is dark, always remember happy. Oh, whoa. When you feel like this, remember that this happens. Sugoi. Yacha. 1 second. Yacha. Okay, I'm back.
That's actually what I love about you.
Yes. Yeah, same. Oh, let me look at this shit. So, it's not even a clip of the rejection. It's a clip of her slapping the shit out of me. Yum. Red Robins.
Of course. Not that I'm expecting anything by telling you that, but you get the point.
I get the point. Yeah.
Thanks, Ash. I mean, thank you for loving me. Even after everything.
Her response is a smile and a soft laughter, perhaps the sweetest I've seen and heard from her. Just from it, I know nothing will change despite her answer, and any lingering feelings that will come from this. And there will be. Lingering feelings, that is. With the way she barged into our lives 5 years ago, it'll probably be enough to leave a terrible impression on anyone. but also precisely it. Don't make those Kirby's kiss. Get out of here. It's people like her that don't easily forget. Maybe when we played Bella, we didn't get a high enough ASHE score. I mean, I will confess, I did not even think about going an ASHE route at the beginning of this game. I don't know if they're reflective, actually. I don't know if these change up and down as they go. So, it's hard to say. Because this is the same Rebecca as Marianne is. Or, not Marianne. Same Rebecca Isabella as that line is. It doesn't matter. I'm destroyed. I'm morally crushed. The horror in this game has hit me now. And I'm no longer the same man as I once was. As it is, I've already content simply saying bye her. No grand expectation or hopes attached. Just the banter, small smiles, and the quiet little moments that roar. I love her. But that also isn't all there is to us.
I know I caused you all kinds of trouble these past few years.
Hey, whoever told you I'm doing this for free? After we're done with this curse thing, you're gonna owe me a year's supply of ice cream.
Yeah, we'll see.
Another laughter. This time from both of us. When she hits my arm with a light punch. Familiar, warm, bright, and hopeful. Much like everything about her. And it is strength enough to keep me going as I lead us both out. What if ASHE dies because I couldn't get the heart love shit that he needed? Ah! It hurts! Help me! Power cells will come back when we make our way downstairs. Tricky concerning the stairs to the attic are a bit old. One misstep and something might end up slipping and falling. You're lucky if that's all that'll happen to you. With the stairs this steep, a broken knock is a likely outcome. Well, that's good to know. Thankfully, Isabella is here to guide me through the darkness. She knows this place better than anyone, after all, in spite of all the misfortunes that has brought to us.
Careful, the floorboards over there aren't very sturdy.
Riding cue, the same board I'm stepping on creaks and suddenly breaks, the pieces falling somewhere with a dull thump.
Oh shit. Scumbag wouldn't be too happy about that. Ow, my foot.
See? I told you so. You never listen to me.
Thanks, Isabella. I'm morally crushed, but thank you.
They renovated the whole mansion and they can't even replace one tiny part of the house.
Why don't you file a complaint to BRC then? I'm sure they'd be thrilled to hear it. You know it was such a rush job.
Outside, the winds have intensified. Even from here, I can hear the gusts battering the window in the attic. It makes you wonder why, up until now, the only person we've encountered from this house is the butler. Though to some degree that makes sense. He's in charge of running the place. We're the other servants, though. In this storm, wouldn't anyone want to stay inside? A likely assumption is that they're all asleep. The route I've taken doesn't really pass by the rooms they're likely assigned as the servants' quarters. However, they also have heightened security. I brushed it off earlier, thinking they'll post a lot closer to where the master's rooms are, but the second floor is devoid of anyone as well. As if every habit in this place has suddenly disappeared overnight. More importantly, where's that scumbag? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The fact that we're here right in the fucking middle of it makes it even more queasy. And that feeling only escalates once we reach the landing and Isabel swings the door open. She pauses abruptly right at the doorway where I almost run into her. I look of confusion in her as she looks wildly around the place, wordlessly taking in her surroundings. With every turn and shift in her eyes, her shoulder only tenser, and a look of apprehension quickly dawned on
Isabella, what are you...
We aren't supposed to be here.
her. Yes. Sure enough, when I look up, we're standing right in the kitchen, pots, pans, and all. One corner, Zach and Rebecca watch us almost as surprised to see us. McCall is also with them. Of course, she didn't listen to me, even if I've already exceeded the 15 minutes we've agreed on. Though color and strength seems to return to her, enough to her able to stand unassisted. The empty plate on the counter appears to have played a part of that. Good news, I guess. As for the other two, however, relieved as I am that I've had the sense to wait and not venture deeper into the mansion, I can't help but roll my eyes at both of them.
Zach, I said 4 hours.
These motherfuckers!
I know, but Isabella asked and... Come on, bro, you know I ain't a very good liar.
And it didn't even occur to you to stop her?
We all tried, all right? She was out the door before we could say anything.
I'm glad Rebecca remains useless. That was very nice.
And how did you guys even get in here?
The three of them exchange a look. One that I absolutely don't like. In the end, it's Isabella who speaks up, albeit with a bit of hesitation.
We heard someone scream, Ash. It led us here.
It led us to avoid the guards. Without warning, the door behind us slammed
We
shut.
need to get out of here.
Screw right. I need to get these people out of here. Lucky we're the kitchen, and we have two ways out. The back door and the cellar offices. Except the hatch won't budge as I pull at it, neither does the back door, as if something has locked it firmly on the other side. Zach gives it a few tries, but even the big eyes turn, it won't open. There's a long bout of spines in which we simply look at each other, likely sharing the same thoughts. We're trapped. Something or someone has intentionally let us out of here. They should throw, like, a window at it, or a rock at this window. Fuck. In that moment, once realization dawns in, something shifts again. Blood. In every nook and cranny, every surface, and every inch of the floor. This time, unlike the one I've seen, it remains gradual, and the whole room begins to reek of that familiar metallic scent, sharp, suffocating. I will actually say, the rejection of Isabella makes this scene less scary for me, which is probably not good for a mindset that I'm in, but here we go! Skedaddle, skadoodle, the walls are covered in noodles. We eat very different noodles. Around us, every object inside the cupboards have started to rattle as well. The sounds from outside, foreboding, rumble of thunder, even the howling winds have begun to fade away, replaced by whispered shouts and cries of pain. That's very good. That is very good. But though inaudible, every beat and every note bombards every crevice in my head with vague images and sounds. There's no time to make sense of everything, however. I'm already shouting, fueled purely by adrenaline, barking orders and making a break for the door that leads to the next room, the dining. It should take us straight to the foyer where the main door is.
Move! Run!
Right in front of us, the mansion has started to change and we're in the thick of it. Covered inside of the dining hall like it's supposed to open to. The bedroom welcomes us instead. An image that only lasts but a second, where blood begins to seep into the room. Filtering into the walls, trickling with every nook and cranny, everywhere furniture shakes and every beam moves. Before we even step back from the horror gradually unfolding in front of us, the door slams shut. A loud thud, bringing a sense of dread and chill creeping up in each of us. Along with it is another realization. The whole place is reordering itself. It's a good question, Gaia, I will confess. With the door closing tight behind us, showing no signs of budging, even through sheer force, there's no choice but to go forward and hope to all gods that it'll lead us to an exit. Until then, running is the only thing we can do, surrounded by nothing but fear and a sense of desperation.
It's useless, Ashton and Frey.
But with each room we pass, it only becomes apparent that the house has no intention of letting us leave. It lured us all here, and we've fallen for it. Now we're playing a little game with us, a sordid form of amusement. For whom? Their laughter is the only thing we can hear. With every hall we cross and door we slide open, the hope of finding an exit merely dwindles. A gun on my hip is useless here. I am useless here. Every fucking genius, some fucking genius I am. Some fucking person to trust I am. All of these, they mean nothing in the face of the unknown.
You finally figured it out. Huh, Ashton Frey.
Thank you for putting the table back. It meant a lot to my family. I appreciate it.
Just give it up. All of them will eventually die because of you.
And you are going to die alone.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You know it's true, though.
All of it.
It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word, because you're already aware of it.
Don't reuse voice lines on me, Ghost.
You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to save anyone.
The more gruesome the place turns, the bleaker our chances simply get. Wails and screams fill our ears as we pass by, words from a time and people long ago, laced with nothing but pure agony, calling out, reaching out to us. Their voices almost too real, as if we're not the only ones trapped here, that there are others begging for release from this wretched place. Or maybe it's just the show, a taste of what will eventually be, souls forever held captive in a never-ending nightmare.
Mother. I've done it, Mother. Take me with you, please. I can still hear her. She's here. Help me! Help me, please!
Is this where the curse is? What it means for all of us? But the letter is not a morbid cry for help, but an invitation? A beckoning for unsuspected souls to be dragged into this place's horrors? To be put under centuries and centuries of torment and agony? Suddenly dying a painful death seems preferable, enticing than ending up here, living a tortured existence. I'm not your friend, you have no over what I do with my... Yo, tell him! Fuck yeah! Or perhaps it's the same? Still, hope worms its way into me. Not an unusual thing for someone like me. But after going through countless doors and corridors, every little sign of hope I'm willing to cling to as long as it gets us out of here. We're back to the dining room again. How long have we been running? How long since we've left the kitchen? At some point I've lost track of time. With the windows barred tight and the sound of lifting the air nothing but shadows and streaks impossible to tell. Not that it matters when an end is in sight. Shells and furnishings bar the door, each strained with blood and gore, that if the situation isn't as desperate as it is, I'll find a different way out. There's still a gap between the topmost part for a person to go through, as long as they use the shelves to
It's
climb.
an exit, all right.
From here I can spy the familiar walls of the foyer. Relief, only relief washes over me. Though my legs have been strained, taut by from that running, every bone and muscle of my bone ache, there's only an easing. A sense of tension relieving while energy back flows through me again at the sight of an end. No sooner I'm leading us out of it. Zach helps McCullough first, assisting her through the gap, before giving a hand to both Rebecca and Isabella. Then when the ladies are in, I nod for him to go
Go ahead. I'll watch your back.
Surprisingly, he does that without any protest. Not that there's any need to. Something after entering this room, the whole place has calmed down. No wails, no whispers, just the silence too deafening, but I'm not letting my guard down until everyone's on the other side of this nightmare safe. Here's a rule of thumb, magicians are always evil. Damn! Probably in horror games for sure, though. Not all I know, this may just be a calm before another storm. Without further instant, however, Zach makes it to the other side and I'm following right after him. However odd this is, I turn my back from it and I climb up. It's a tight fix, but I manage to squeeze myself in. The unease remains though. Maybe it's the adrenaline still coursing through me, or how easy everything has been after living through that nightmare, fleeting as it is. But for some reason, something's still nagging at me. Call it chest instinct, or my training, or whatever not. I have a feeling something's going to happen and catch us unprepared. Unconsciously, before dragging down at the better side of the stream, my hand shifts to the gun at my hip. Instinct has never failed me before. My feet haven't even landed firmly on the floor.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
Oops. Oh, I should save. A chill sleeps in every vein of my body. All of a sudden, every ache, every pain returns to me tenfold, and my knees threaten to buckle the sound of his voice. Although it appears friendly, is anything but. One does not spend investigating a man like him over a year and hold a grudge against him for more without knowing everything about him. His quirks, his habits, I'm familiar with all of them. And right now, Luke fucking Wright is beyond pissed. Shifting my gaze upwards to nearly too painful knowing the danger. Not to me, but to those who have been lured in here by the curse. If this isn't, I have to throw myself into the ocean now. I also hate this man. The handgun catches my eyes first. Next to that stormy smile on his face where he holds McCall, Zach, Rebecca, and Isabella at gunpoint. It's sight enough to lodge a painful thorn up my throat. I've been too complacent, too focused on other things that I've completely set aside the fact that the scumbag will not be too pleased to see us here without knowing our reasons. And even with those good intentions, curses, and ghostly apparitions inside, we're still trespassing in his home. The question is if he's even aware that the whole of his house has somehow disappeared and he might be the only one here. Likely not. Fuck. Even with the people he knows among the crowd, there's a significant effort in him not to simply shoot everyone.
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home?
Rebecca's not a fan of Luke. Boom. Alright, I guess everyone would be to a break and entering. Yeah, boom.
What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please what?
Becca's right, sir. We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight.
I think they're willing to leave.
Don't worry. I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Can't say the same for the rest of you.
Sure.
But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy.
Do it for the Duke.
This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
Casually, he waves the handgun at them as if it was merely a toy and his words had no threat. The safety's off on his. Nothing's stopping him from pushing through his words. Calmly paranoid, with a simple gesture, I draw my own and level it at him, finger on the trigger and ready to release the safety of the catch if things go south. Oops. He is quick to train his own on me though, and it's just like we're in a standstill.
Now, Feathers. Manners.
Kill them all. Let's all kill Luke. I mean, I agree.
You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall. You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Shooting him right now will be so worth it, with the way he stares at me like I'm a goddamn pest. But this isn't what I've come for. I'm not a murderer. As much as I loathe him, I'm not the kind who will kill people in cold blood, all for my own gain or amusement. The law will bring him what he deserves one of these days. Yeah, you're kind. I'm glad he shows all his colors at this moment. At the moment, however, we're all in the same boat with his curse, and he's understand that. The longer we stand here, the more time we're wasting and losing, something we don't have much of. Luke Wright's being racist? What? That's so out of character. But now, how can I convince him? The scum is so full of themselves, perhaps, to hear the sound of his own voice more than those of the people around him, no matter how much sense they make. Probably only way I can make him listen is if I beg. No way in hell that's happening. Okay. Excuse me. I am almost 1,000% positive that disarming him is the wrong move. I am like 8 trillion% positive disarming him is the wrong move. I am so worried that I'm wrong. Shoot them. I want to shoot him real bad. I'm pretty sure if I disarm him, it will not go the way I think it will. It's like one is so clearly bleh, and the other one is so clearly eh. I am like 80 trillion gazillion bazillion% sure I should not disarm him. Disarm him is the right one. I truly don't think disarming him. Well, chat, let me know what you think. Should I beg him to listen or disarm? I'll let chat decide, but I probably will go with my own decision after. I'm just curious on chat's thoughts. I'm gonna have a tic-tac while I wait, based on that noise. Okay, I'm going for the beg. If I'm wrong, I will be so sad. If I'm wrong, I will be so crushed. My life's not the only one at risk here, however. There's Zach. Yes. There's Rebecca. Because my thoughts is that if I try to disarm him, I'll like shoot him, he'll still be good or whatever shit. He'll either shoot me or he'll shoot the other people. But if I beg, he loves that begging shit. Isabella, McCall is here as well. We're all unknowing victims of this fucking curse. I'm in no position to pick who to save and who I simply let die. I suppose my pride can take a few hits and I can step aside my beef with this asshole. Taking a deep breath, however, I lower my pistol. Thus on the ground and at the ready, in case he does something, I do my best to seem a less aggressive stance.
Listen, Wright, I need you to...
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now, and you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
Suddenly he laughs, almost howling, in fact. This is not the way I expected this disarming to take. So, maybe I fucked this up? Absolute trap rash. I could have fucked this up. There's a chance. Told him best joke like he's ever in his life. The only thing missing for him is to kneel over and start rolling around the ground. Might have fucked this up. All while I do my best not to sock him in the sorry out of my pistol.
You have guts, Feathers. You have guts. Did you hear what you just told me? You've just threatened me inside my own house. My own home. You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
He's right on that, at least. I might have ended up liking him if I didn't have Professor Drew, Rebecca, Zach, and Isabella. Probably not as rich, though. One mistake and it would have been too late for me. With his laugh, I don't think he would be as racist, too, but whatever. With his laugh ringed all the possibilities I could have lived, I would have never been given the choice. All because I have other people with me, people who care. A sombering realization. He dead, rip. But not so much when suddenly his trucking stops. Too hard, he marches toward me, grabs my collar, and aims his gun right at my head.
Ashton! Luke, no!
Hey, now you two, I'm sure we can all talk about this first.
In this instant, a slight flick of my finger on the trigger was able to do more than kill me.
What is it that you people really want with me?
Ooh, was that it?
This is the second time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game.
Well, let me check real fast. What happened with all those notifications? Ooh.
Did the NCA send you to apprehend me, or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
I keep my eyes trained on him in spite of the huge threat he poses right now, because if there's anything people like him, like us, prefer, it's honesty. You don't give that impression without keeping a solid eye contact.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Is this really the best way to convince someone?
Why, you insolent!
His finger moves, but I'm prepared. My hand's ready to reach up his arm and knock him out. If I have to drag him out of this place unconscious to keep him from suffering the fates of every person who has died from the curse, so be it. It was not. What was not? I don't know! However, before either of us can fire a shot or tackle the other to the ground, another voice echoes through the foyer. A small little thing compared to the storm raging outside. It rings above it nevertheless, causing all of us to stop and turn. Ooh. It stops the staircase, Hannah Rice stands there, pale as death, an expression eerily calm. I can't help but think there's something wrong. My gaze darts around, wary of her, but soon enough I realize what's wrong when she speaks. She's wrong.
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. What do you think you're doing out here this late?
Outside, another streak of lightning. I understand, I'm sorry! I should have listened! Another streak of lightning flashes and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky. As this whole thing can't get any more foobar than it already is. Ooh. Okay. On the upside, didn't die. I could die in Luke's path, but I didn't die currently. Which is very important. So I'll take it. Fuck yeah. I don't know what the other one would have done, but I'll take the not dying right now. Snaps all around, boys. Oh, I don't know where my save point will be. I think I'll go here. Okay, so I was going to play this game until that part. Luke's path. The reasoning behind that is, hey, it's the final. Oh wait, actually, before I talk any shit, let's look at Luke's fucking diary entry. That relationship. What is it under? Journal. That's it. Luke. Okay, Luke Wright. He is 31 years old. Is he the oldest? I think, because Zach is a little older, right? No, Zach is 31 as well. They're the same age. 31. He's a president and CEO. He is British. He is an atheist. High school dropout, privately tutored. Likes bread pudding, dogs, wine, and abstain. piano playing, daffodils, money, women in power. A prostitute's son, he spent his childhood roaming the streets begging or pickpocketing in order to avoid home. Home meant a too drunk mother and her equally drunk clients, some of who would take to beating the child out of anger if he was not so much looked at them wrong. That meant he was always in trouble in one form or another. Nothing was done to correct it until, in a sober moment, his mother found out about the abuse and promised to take better care of her son. Luke was happy for a while, but his mother's bad habits led to an early grave and left him orphaned until his biological father, a businessman who had no legitimate heirs, sought him out. He was trained to inherit right enterprise, but along the way he got mixed up with illegal activities. That put the company in a bad spot after his assistant ran off with a large sum of dirty money. Bankruptcy would be inevitable if he hadn't married Hannah. Interesting. Interesting. This changes very little of my opinion of him, but interesting. So, it's only 9/11. Teehehehe. Should I keep playing for a little bit, even though the original plan was to finish it off at Luke? Or should I call it a day? I done goofed. I could've! I don't deny the possibility, but, the chapter ended. I'm alive! I don't know if I don't know if that was a life or death scenario, but, you know, maybe Ash needed to die. Maybe Ash would have lived the other route. I don't know. I definitely think the possessed Hannah thing is a big mistake that my chat fucked me up with. Just kidding, I love you, kisses. I definitely don't think we should have opened that hatch, though. Ash could have... He's currently alive! That's better than dying in his own chapter. The end of chapter already, I'm good either way. Also, Jen, what happened when he picked the Sarb? Ooh, tell us. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna stick to my original promise. Here's the schedule update for everybody. I am going to be out if he shoots Luke in the arm first. Ooh, that's what it sounded good. But we're alive now. Who knows what could happen? So I will be out of town starting tomorrow. I technically come back on Tuesday, and I land into the city at like 5:45, and the drive to the airport takes 30 minutes. So I could hypothetically make it next week. Hypothetically. Assuming no hurricane in Florida ruins anything for me. So in conclusion, I don't know if I stream next week or not. Ghost Hannah definitely wasn't track and field, that's all I'm saying about Ash. Ooh, we'll find out. I'm so excited. So yeah, if there's no bad weather, I think I will stream next week. If there is bad weather, I don't think I will stream next week because I'm sure there will be some delay in flight and I will feel bad for making you guys wait. So in conclusion, I will post on the old Facebook if you want to know more. I know, very useless. If you have not joined the Facebook page, maybe consider joining the Facebook page. Hurrah. Thank you, Jen, I appreciate it. I really hope I don't get destroyed. It would be very sad if I did, because then I wouldn't know the next thing that happens in the letter. Which I've decided we will continue playing. If the letter fucks you up, just vlog about the horse. I will be happy to. You will see how it's like in COVID America. It would be my pleasure. I will be happy to vlog all about it. Assuming the people aren't scared of a guy with fucking face masks. Oh, kisses. Yeah, so, quick update. After that, I will continue with the letter. I heard that Luke's chapter is about 6-ish hours, but since I'm voicing it and shit like that, I don't know if it's 8 hours or 9 hours, so I'm hoping to do it in 2 to 3 streams. And then we will talk about the letter, and that'll be the entire game. I think, unless there's another chapter after, in which I will be so sad if that's the case, because I'm morally into one final chapter, and while I like this game a lot, if there's more than that as a twist, I will be very sad. But anyways, yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. Join the Facebook if you haven't. Thank you guys so much once again. A lot of people came and said hi. appreciate it as per always. I'm very excited to know what happens. I am not excited really to live as Luke, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna go cry about my lost love and the fact that I couldn't do the ship. I'm very sad I couldn't because I definitely did not think about the ship until like the chapter it could have happened. So that's definitely on me. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Hugs and kisses to all. Ship sank. Thank you, Zep. I will now consume copious amounts of alcohol. But until then, goodbye.